Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you the daily Tesla report for Wednesday, November 1st, 2023. But before I walk you through the charts, as usual, just want to encourage you to please click like if you haven't already, subscribe to the Wicked Stocks YouTube channel, share the content if you would with friends and colleagues, and check out wickedstocks.com, where we offer a full suite of both daily and weekly analytical videos just like this one. Daily analysis in the SPY and the Triple Q, that is the S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100 ETFs. Weekly analysis in the S&P 500 Index, the NASDAQ 100 Index, the Long Bond ETF, the TLT, as well as 2 individual stock picks a week that you never see on YouTube. That is 8 a month that cater to the 3 to 5 week swing trader out to the 3 to 5 month near-term investor. We're always looking for at least 20% moves on those stock picks, and you can check out all of this for no cost for 5 days. We offer a 5-day free trial up front with a wickedstocks.com subscription. So sign up for wickedstocks.com, check it all out. If you don't like what you see within 5 days, you can cancel your subscription at no cost to you whatsoever. So we'll start with the big picture, work our way into the day itself as usual. Just a reminder that a few weeks ago we closed below this longer-term channel bottom, now at 252.49, well above the market. On the way down, expecting 203.11 as a 2 to 3 week target. We've tested that quite a bit this week. I'll get to that in a moment. But ultimately, our goal has been 184.43 as an objective, a 3 to 5 week target. And, the question, of course, is how soon might we test it? I'll get to that in a moment. But for right now, let's take a look at the, let me see here. I'm going to browse the charts here. I'm going to go zoom in really into the day itself. And, let me show the speed line at 204.75. Now, this is a meaningful level. It's that on the weekly chart, once again, at 203.11. Still has some meaning, no doubt about it. It's 204.75 on the daily chart. I have it here as an intraday pivot point. I've reduced it from session containment down to intraday because, we put out a new post-July low on Tuesday and closed higher on the day. That's kind of a mini reversal. Now, there's nothing to say that we don't continue south to new lows today and actually perhaps test 186.60. But I'm just going to keep it light at 204.75. I think this market could push through 204.75 today. And if so, I would expect on an intraday basis 212.64. So pushing through, opening above 204.75, right about here on the chart, should yield 212.64 intraday. That is a new 1.5 week channel top that can contain daily buying pressures, possibly through the balance of the week, and from here we can fall off. So at 212.64, we have what I would also call kind of a 3 to 5 day swing trade opportunity. You can sell 212.64 in anticipation of possible bearish rotation back to what is our objective at 186.60 on the daily chart. That same channel bottom on the weekly chart is 184.43. So, if you do sell 212.64, day traders can make use of this, of course, but also 3 to 5 day swing traders. And once again, if we push or open today above 204.75, I'm anticipating 212.64 intraday, where once again we can top out through the balance of the week and once tested, fall back to 186.60, 184.43 within 3 to 5 days of testing 212.64. Now, you've got 212.64 here as a session containment level with an up pivot, and if we happen to close today above 212.64, I see meaningful gains through the balance of the week and into early next. 220.16, then likely tomorrow. The 228.15 descending 1/3 speed line, likely within 3 to 5 days of closing above 212.64. So your 3 to 5 day swing trade, rather than selling 212.64 in anticipation, perhaps, of the 186.60 channel bottom, if we close above 212.64, just the opposite. We reverse 3 to 5 day swing trade up to 228.15, where I might add we can top out through next week, possibly into later November. At 228.15, this presents a sell opportunity up to Number one, 3 to 5 day swing traders can unload the long position, take profits, and go short back perhaps to the 212.64 channel top or lower. And 2 to 3 week swing traders can sell 228.15 in anticipation perhaps of bearish rotation back to the 186.60 channel bottom. And finally, as you can see on this chart, and we're not going to see it here today or for the next week, but if, over the next couple of weeks, the market does close above 228.15, good November low, and we should then continue up into it is now in the mid 250s. It should be in the upper 250s, low 260s by the time we were to settle above 228.15. That would become our next objective, and we'll talk a lot about that. This is a significant zone of resistance up here, 254.09, and climbing, able to contain buying, through December if tested over the next few weeks. Would be signaled once again with a settlement above 228.15, and from there we could fall off again in a meaningful way. Now for the downside today, picking our downward pivot point, I grappled with a few levels. The low settlement price of 170. Let me jump to this chart. The low settlement price on Monday. The low settlement price so far since the July high was Monday's settlement of 197.36. But I'm simply just going with Tuesday's low. You've got a low here of 194. I think it's 67 was Monday's low. Tuesday's low is the lowest the market has been since the July high of 194.07. And I'm just going to keep it simple that if we break Tuesday's 194.07 low, I think we should, on an intraday basis, continue south to 186.60, which is on the weekly chart, once again, 184.43. And you can see that here. This would be a completed objective following the settlement several weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago, below 254.09. This 186.60 channel bottom has been the target, remains the target, a 3 to 5 week objective. The recent settlement below the 204.75 speed line has implied over the next 3 to 5 days, and that is still true below 204.75. It's just that I've lightened up on it as a perceived resistance level because of the mini reversal low we put out on Tuesday, that new move low, higher settlement on the day. I think you should make way for perhaps 212.64 over the next day or two. And if we happen to push or open above 204.75 today, Wednesday, 212.64 in reach today. From 212.64, once again, this is a 3 to 5 day swing trade, perhaps, where we could fall back into the 186, we'll just call it the mid 180s within 3 to 5 days of testing 212.64. It's not impossible to put all of this on one chart, but if I did put all of these formations on one chart, it would be thoroughly confusing. I could dissect it and interpret it properly, but just for the sake of presenting the likely, 2 to 3 week, 3 to 5 day dynamics, you really have to break it up a bit. So, let's talk downside once again. Just remind you that if we break 194.07, the low from Tuesday, 186.60 in reach today, part of a range down to 184.43 on that weekly chart that can absorb selling through November, even through the balance of the year. And from here, we can rally back to what would then be a new channel top, now a trend line. I don't know exactly where this is right now. I'm not paying much attention to it, but I certainly will if 184.43 holds. Then this becomes a channel top that I would call a 1 to 2 month objective following a test of 184.43. Now, the last thing I will say, and I've said it before, that if we close the week Friday below 184.43, and I don't see that happening, but if so, then I see a significant sell-off through the rest of the year, and by the end of the year, we could actually test that January low of earlier this year, 23, of 101.81. I am going to leave you with this chart here. I think it's the most appropriate one for the day. Of course, I'll be back tomorrow with Thursday's Tesla. Please click like, share, subscribe, and check out wickedstocks.com. You have a great day.